The entire Nickelodeon scandal has just been exacerbated with another person coming forward to express their horrific accounts of when they worked for Nickelodeon as a child star, and what they experienced and how Nickelodeon did next to nothing to fix the issues at hand. So obviously this comes after Drake Bell very recently kind of exposed Nickelodeon producers especially, and acting coaches for gross misconduct and SA to him when he was on the hit show, Nickelodeon show, Drake and Josh. He did that on a new show that came out as a two-parter called Quiet on Set, and this was, the kind of the crux of what he spoke about. Before I get into it, viewer discretion and trigger warning before we go on. It does, obviously contains very strong themes of horrific things that have gone on, so please bear that in mind.
Use was extensive, and it got pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. I don't know, I really don't know how to elaborate on that on camera, really.
Whatever you feel comfortable or you think will help.
Why don't you do this?
Yeah.
Why don't you think of the worst stuff that someone can do to somebody as a sexual assault, and that'll answer your question. I don't know how else to put it. It was not a one-time thing. It was not a, oops, no, it is, I mean,
The show itself was very moving. It was very saddening to hear what Drake had gone through throughout his young career, and just as an innocent kid. But I've made an entire video kind of going over this and the responses from the people who were alleged to have done these things to him. But Nickelodeon, the actual productive company itself, the network, have pretty much said nothing, absolutely nothing on the entire situation. It was harrowing to hear the kind of things that went on underneath their roof, and the things that he had to go through, and how Nickelodeon have just been so radio silent on the situation, and even on the actor notes, that they still show our shows, and he still has to pay for his own therapy. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. But I did say in the last video that I made about this that I hoped that this Drake being strong enough to kind of come forward and, call out this entity, this giant that is Nickelodeon, for its horrific acts and stuff. I hope that it gives other actors, child actors and people the strength to come forwards with their stories, if they have any, regarding their, horrible experiences whilst working for Nickelodeon. Maybe not even just Nickelodeon, but maybe another network that they might have experienced something going forwards. Well, we've got that. So Amber Frank, if you don't know who Amber Frank is, she was on the Nickelodeon show The Haunted Hathaways, Spirit Riding Free. She was on all sorts of shows, but Haunted Hathaways was really the one that kind of blew her to kind of this popularity, okay? And she came forward to say that while she was on set at Nickelodeon, they got some computers sent over from the big boy Nickelodeon, sent to their kind of studio. This is what was found on those computers. And again, trigger warning, moving forwards, it gets It's pretty disgusting what they find.
Also, while we're on this topic, I would like to add that one of the horrifying things that happened in my experience with Nickelodeon was when Nickelodeon sent computers over to production when we were starting filming the show, and when they were turned on, there was child porn on them. And nobody was held accountable. There was no investigation, never even found out where it came from or who was responsible for it. It's beyond heartbreaking to know that a company that was employing children failed miserably at protecting them. So, I am sending a lot of love to all of the victims involved, and I hope that we can create a very different environment moving forward for child actors.
So that is alarming. Obviously, she hits the nail on the head, really, when she says a child environment, a company that employs child actors failed miserably at protecting children. Because, first of all, production requests computers from the network. The network send them over, and they've got this explicit imagery and videos and all sorts on it. First of all, who sent them? Whose computers were they? They were property of Nickelodeon. So it's Nickelodeon's, responsibility, and they should be held accountable for what was on those computers ultimately, because it was their computers, it was their property. Secondly, who put it there? Utterly horrific. But also, if you listen to the wording that she uses, it's, she says, for all, wishing positivity and strength to all the victims, which implies that it's not just Drake Bell, not just herself. There were victims of this, but there were potentially more. So, in the coming days, weeks, months, maybe even years, we might get more people who worked under Nickelodeon come forward to kind of expose their truths about what they've experienced regarding the entire situation. But one poll that was on this post, so this post was made by Drama Alert, one poll says, how long do y'all think Nickelodeon's got before they get cancelled? 3 months or less, 6 months, 1 year. 54.9%, so 55% of people who participated in this poll believe that it's going to be less than 3 months before Nickelodeon gets cancelled. Now, obviously, Nickelodeon are doing what Nickelodeon and, big conglomerates do best. Saying nothing. Because if you say nothing, you don't incriminate yourself. It's almost like a no comment if you were interviewed by the police, for example. So, it's absolutely bonkers that Nickelodeon, a kids' TV network, have had this happen. And now that it's been called out, that they're still able to just run their business. It's wild. The entire situation is wild. And I really hope, for the sake of the victims, to have, to get unity. I hope more people come forwards to expose things like this from Nickelodeon, so that they have no choice but to, respond publicly and apologise to all of these child actors who made them millions of dollars. And, yes, they created their careers, but at the end of the day, nobody wants a career where you're being exposed to those kind of things, regardless of what that career is, and nor should they be at all. So, I do hope that more people come forwards in the next days, months, years, however long it is, whenever they're ready. I hope that they can come forwards and have the strength and, know that they will be, welcomed with open arms by the community, and, comforted by the community, while they expose their truth. Anyway, what do you guys think of this? Do you think there's more victims yet to come forwards, or do you think that's kind of it? Do you think Nickelodeon will respond? Do you think Nickelodeon will be getting cancelled for this? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. While you're down there, be sure to jump together, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and tick on my little bell so you get notified whenever we upload. Don't forget to go and check out that Drake Bell video. So if you haven't been caught up to speed with the entire situation, that video gets you up to speed. And yeah, look forward to seeing the next one. and I'll speak to you later. Peace.